don't know me, or indeed those that already do, my name is Kevin Collins. I'm your local Central Based Councillor, and I'm also chair of the Case Community Trust. And I've got several of my fellow trustees here, so I've got a lot of thank yous to give this afternoon, and I will thank them first for all their support and their work. I'm also subsequently going to introduce Jack, who's going to talk about the volunteer group that has done so much in getting this hall ready and organising today. They deserve a lot of thanks as well. Kind of overwhelming to be stood here in an actual building, surrounded by all the people that I talked to 7 years ago about the fact that this was a concrete car park. And they're going to give you a flavour of how we got from concrete car park to the homes and the community centre we have now. So you will be hearing from Charles very shortly. And we also have with us the name of the gentleman who had the first vision for what we might actually, what we might build here. So I took the liberty of suggesting that we steal his name and struck it on the side of the building, which the volunteer group gladly agreed with. So we also have Julian with us, and I'm very, very pleased that he could join us. So this day really isn't about me, it's about you guys. I'm going to start off with a representative of you guys, and let Jack say a few words.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jack Watts. I am the chairman of the Case Fun Committee. Fun! Facilities Usage Network. So who came up with that one? No, it wasn't me. It was you, actually. So you can thank Annie for that one. So we're a group of 12 to around 14 residents who have volunteered their time. We've been meeting over the past 8-9 months now, I think, on a monthly basis, sometimes even bi-weekly, essentially to decide everything from fixtures and fittings to who we also built a survey to understand a bit more about the residents and the community, so that we can obviously make sure that we've got the best facilities that you guys can use, and also we can work together. So that's where fun comes from as well, isn't it? I just thought of that just now. But a huge thanks to all the volunteers. They don't get paid for any of this. It's completely a gift of the soul, if you like, to come and spend some time and really get this up and running in terms of getting services set up for the community centre. I've worked a little bit on the IT setup because I'm a bit of a geek. But no, other than that, I really thank you for all of your time and your hard work. And really huge thanks to Maureen as well, our trust coordinator, who's still moving around. And so just one last round of applause for the Case Fund Committee. Thank you very much. So now I'd like to welcome Julian to say a few words. Mr. Lyons.
Well, thank you very much, Jack, and thank you all. And it is very much a thrill to see my name on the building. A bit of tension with the S, but that's fine. When we started this project, we had almost a division between General Motors owning the land, parking cars on it, vans on it, and the local villages who maybe thought that it should go back to being grass. But Kevin and Richard Stein at the time had great vision with us in putting something together that intended to link Slip End, Caddington and this new centre, this new village. And the aim was to make it for people. Because too often when developments are built, they're built for buildings, not for people. And I'm really thrilled to see all of you here, and I'm really thrilled to see community in action, and I'm really thrilled to see that what we thought of in those dark days 7 years ago, as Kevin was talking about, actually has delivered something of this quality. So thank you very much for inviting me, and
and certainly we need someone to do something with that vision. And I'd like to invite Charles up from JTP. It is JTP, isn't it? Nailed it.
Thank you, everyone. Well, it's a real thrill to be here. I'm here with Claire, who is from JTP as well, who's very involved in our process, and we'll show you a little bit about how the vision and the plans for where we are today came about. Alison Terrow is also here from CBRE, and she was really involved before we were, so it's Julia, Alison, and then us. Okay. We're from JTP, so we're architects, but we also believe very firmly in the point that Julian made, that it's not just about designing buildings. Buildings are important, but it's the space and the communities that you can build through that are the most important thing. And I don't know how many of you knew that this area was a testing track for Vauxhall originally. And these are some of the drawings. So the shape of the site is actually, well, partly based on the fact that there was a circular track and all sorts of things went on. There was a sports car there that was developed here that didn't really go very far, but it was probably a fine vehicle. Next, please. Wrong way. That's it. So when we were asked to be the architects here and work with the community, the first thing that we like to do is hold what we call a community planning weekend. And we're doing that all over the country and internationally. And the community planning weekend here was held in 2013. And we sent around flyers. Can I just ask who was aware of a community planning weekend or an event where you were invited to come and help? Yeah, a few of you. So that went to all the doors, through the letterboxes, etc. Next, please. And this is what the site was like at the time Julian described the car park. So it was a storage place for Vauxhall. I think there was a change in production method, so Vauxhall didn't need, or GM didn't need a place to put lots of vans and cars for storage. Things are made to order now. So this land became available. So what to do with it? Next, please. So we started by going around and talking to local people and telling them about the event that was coming up, and also working with young people. Lots of ideas if you have a chance to look at the detail, but I'll carry on. And next, please. And the weekend was held in April of 2013. And this is our team just starting to look around the site and look around the area. Next, please. And there's Julian doing what he does best. And yeah, just welcoming everyone, introducing and saying that we really want to do something really, really special here. Next, please. And we held a whole range of different sorts of workshops and what we call hands-on planning. So as well as starting to talk to people about the problems, dreams and solutions in the area, what things that maybe you'd like to see here, and the relationship with Caddington and Slip End and Shaw End. We also sat down, and next please, worked around plans as well and started to design the layout and what it could be like, because we didn't know at that point. So it was really, really helpful to have the community involved and start to think about the assets of the site. I think one of the things we did was people came here on minibus visits up from Caddington and actually sort of saw the site and what the special characters of it were, particularly the trees planted all around. Next, please. This young lad, I don't know if anyone knows who he is, but he was very, very impressive. People of all ages got involved. And the ideas started to come through. This drawing is quite interesting, but this sort of connection between existing footpaths and the woodland and the golf course. And actually that's why this central green space emerged, and we've got effectively two. We started calling them hamlets, but two sort of sides to the green space, and putting something here, which is what we're sitting in now, as something that really helped to build the community. It was also very important, I think people said that there should be a connection between the existing communities and here, and that what happens here shouldn't sort of replace the things, but it should really complement the existing communities. Next, please. So if you're interested, we produced this broadsheet. We went away and worked up the ideas that people have had and came back and produced a vision and presented that back on Tuesday night following the weekend's work. And I'm going to leave a few of these if you're interested. They'll be in the archive and you can have a look. It's really interesting, the key themes, I think, reading those back again from the event. And there's one that I've just marked up here on my copy here. And it said here that investing in a strong community, which is the second one down on the right. And the last point was there should be ongoing community involvement, which could perhaps lead to a structure of community management at Caddington Woods, Chorlington as it was called at the time. So I think that's amazing how that has sort of carried on, and is obviously such already a very strong organisation. You have given us a way to voice what we feel. I hope it will go forward with what we've said in mind. So 5 years later, I think hopefully that is the case. I've written a book about involving communities in planning their places, because I think it's really, really important. You get much better places if there's strong community involvement, and also not just in the designing, but also the ongoing management of the place. It would be great to come back here in 10 years' time and see how you're all involved and the strength of the community and how the look and feel of the place is as well, because you're directly involved. So I'm going to I've got a copy to give to you. Kevin, presumably as chair. I've written in it, I'm not going to read it out, but it just wishes you all the best and hope you have a strong and happy community, and that the launch of the centre here will really be a very important element, I think, in building that strong and happy community. Next, please. So these were some of the principles that came out, and you can see this east-west connection. How do we connect to the Chorlington Road, and starting to sort of look at the ways you pass through the site, but also having very strong pedestrian connections and cycling potential, and also this band of green around the site and the connection with the woodland. So yeah, I'm sure you're appreciative of the landscaping here, and that will, within the site it will mature, but you've already got a fantastic asset. And those connections as well through the Caddington. It would be interesting to find out more about the footpath connections that were thought about. Next, please. So that was the sort of plan, a very sort of high-level plan that was produced at the weekend. Next, please. And we did that drawing, and I think it's remarkable really how after a 5-day process. What we drew effectively is what was built, and there was quite a lot of talk about the character of the housing and how it's sort of smaller character areas within and the barn housing or smaller areas within the housing. So you've got the main sort of spine through the centre, but how the different areas relate to each other and maybe form smaller communities within a community. And as we went, then we had to develop and put in a planning application. So there were more technical drawings, and the scheme was developed and worked out, but effectively remaining pretty much the same. So you can see again where we are now: the community centre, the pond, all the green space, which hopefully will act very much to bring the community fully together. Next, please. And yeah, so going into more, I don't know if you wanted to say anything specifically about this, Claire, but again, we had to go into more detail looking at the different sort of character areas and how they're related to each other. Next, please. And finally, Hedgehog Hotels. I think it's a great place for people to live, but I think the environmental qualities here will also be really important, both for nature, of course, and for providing homes for nature, and the importance of biodiversity and how we live sustainably. But I think that really adds also to the quality of life for everyone who's here, and as a learning environment, I'm sure you'll start to develop programs in the community hall here at Lions Centre, and add to the quality of life. I've just been hearing about the recycling that you've got here, and you can start to go into all of the different walks of life and the bus service that you have, etc. I think that might be the last slide. So thank you very much, and thank you for inviting us, and good luck to everyone from now on.
So, would any of the trustees like to say anything? Any other trustees like to say anything? I'm going to put you on the spot now. Yes, please. So that concludes the part of the ceremony here in terms of the presentations. So lastly, thank you to all of the suppliers that have come by today. So we've had some really engaging and some fantastic taster sessions, if you like. I think some people participated in the bounce one. I didn't get to that one myself. I don't think a trampoline would be very good for myself, because I would definitely be going to a ceiling or somewhere else. So that sort of leads me to sort of leave you be. And at 4 o'clock we will be closing down until 6 o'clock, and we'll have a bit of a party in the evening. So please eat as much food as you can. There will be more food this evening and some alcohol as well. Is there any final words, Kevin?
There is just one more thing we need to do. So we do actually have a plaque which we were going to officially unveil today. So I think maybe if I can invite Jack and Charles, as he spoke today, and of course Julian, let's go and do the official bit and then leave you to all the things that Jack has encouraged you to do. Eat, drink and be merry. Thank you.
Colours this? Green 526 to 530. 526 to 530. We have Yasmin. There we go.